Ravi, so good of you to join us here at Forbes. Appreciate you coming today and look forward to a conversation.
Good to see you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, it's I've been 40 years in the media business. I'm not sure I should publicly be stating my age, but I have been 40 years in the media business, and I have seen when a computer on every desk, a computer in everyone's pocket, the World Wide Web, all the innovations and changes that were transformative. But I have never in that time encountered a technology that everyone is speaking about that will have a change on everything in the world. And I'm talking AI, obviously. So where are we in this hype cycle of AI? And how quickly is it going to start this transformation that everyone is talking about?
Sure, thank you. So, tech discontinuities over the last 50 years have had profound impact on societies. Most of them are general purpose technologies which spawn downstream innovation. They improve over time and they're very pervasive. AI is very similar, but it is also not so similar. It's similar because it's a general purpose technology. It's not so similar because it comes with a set of traits which are uniquely different to the past discontinuities. First and foremost, on all the tech discontinuities, you had to understand computers better. And you had to translate that back to what it does to you, what it does to your businesses. AI is very different. We've flipped the whole model and turned it on the head, where we want AI, the machine, to understand people better. And because the machine is wanting to understand people better, the interface is natural language. And because it is a natural language, it's going to diffuse much faster than the other discontinuities.
But on the flip side, there's a lot of fear about the loss of jobs for those traditionally higher skilled, higher level jobs.
So it's interesting. Every technology which came in the past, it disrupted repetitive tasks. And it disrupted the people at the bottom of the pyramid. This is interestingly a technology which is disrupting the knowledge worker. The knowledge worker, if I look at my own business, we write software code and we build software for companies. 25 to 30% of that is already written by AI algorithms. 20 to 35% is already written by AI algorithms. The world has 25 million developers. We all think we need more developers. So technology spend is elastic. I'm less worried that machines are writing code. I'm excited about the fact that machines are writing code because we could write more code. It's very elastic. We could be more productive. An average developer now could be 25 to 30% more productive. So the way to see this is it does take away jobs of the past, but it creates significantly more jobs for the future. You could be specialized and you would be more prosperous and you would make more income and you would generate more value. The road to specialization is going to be faster because you could be assisted with expertise beyond yourself. So, and therefore I say upward mobility is much faster. However, the skills of the future will sit at the intersection, at the confluence of a functional capability and data and computer skills. If you are working in drug development, you would need biological and chemistries, biological sciences and chemistry, and then you would need computer sciences, and that the intersection of the two will give you much better value with skills. If you are a historian, you're teaching history, the intersection of computer sciences and history will be a much better value versus specializing just on history. So each discipline will start to look at the confluence of computer sciences and the specific area you're working on.
So you must have thousands of clients around the world, correct? And what are they telling you? If I understand if they're in medicine, it's probably partly around research and accelerating research. And around manufacturing, I assume it's productivity. But what are your clients telling you in terms of what they see as the payoff for the investment that they're going to be making?
Great question. I mean, it's interesting. In the 80s, when the proliferation of computers happened, productivity boom really happened late 90s. Surprisingly, it took almost a decade for productivity to kind of take off. And that productivity was flat for the last 30 or 40 years. In spite of so much technology in our businesses, productivity has been flat. If you adjust it to inflation, the last 30 years, productivity has been flat. Just 1% increase in productivity will lead to $10,000+ per capita GDP in the United States. So that's the power of productivity. I mean, what is the solution to inflation? The solution to inflation is productivity. Productivity will lead to higher wages without increasing costs. And if it leads to higher wages without increasing costs, the price of the goods are not going to go up and the wages are going to go up. We are going to see a consumer boom, and that will happen without inflation. And it has happened many times before. But last time when the information age happened, it took 10 years to get to productivity. This time, my hope is productivity will be faster because the upfront capital needed for AI to take off is so high.
Your outlook seems a lot more positive, that it's really about productivity, not about job loss. It's about increasing productivity per capita, and that in itself will create tremendous returns. Do you think about universal income?
The expertise you derive out of AI is going to be at par with humans. Then you would have got to AGI. I mean, everybody is now debating when do you think you get to AGI? I would also believe that we have to start to think much beyond the foundation models which are generated by just a few companies. I mean, all the big tech companies are generating these foundation models. We have to start to think about open source AI and closed AI, which then means there is access available to anybody who can leverage it. So there's so many things to work on for regulation, if I may. I am actually on the board of the US Chamber, and we've had a committee around AI. And we've always been debating about, have we got to that point where regulation has gone from controlling AI to enabling AI? Have we started to think about, should we regulate the foundation models or regulate the usage? Should we regulate the input or regulate the output? So regulators across the world are starting to build frameworks which make this a much more responsible way of taking it forward.
Yeah.
So, I mean, universal income is one of those concepts which we have to start to think about. I mean, either we think about it or we think about universal access to these technologies, which then creates the differentiation and value once you have a level playing field.
Ravi, I know you guys have conducted a study, New Work, New World. What are some of the most surprising outcomes or data that you gathered from that? 2,200 companies?
Yes, we did around a large number of 2,200 executives. We went across the world, across industries. We did 2 times the survey. The first time we did it on productivity. The second time we did it on adoption rates. I mean, it is very clear that this is going to be impacting all industries. It is very clear that it's it's a technology which has to pivot to amplifying potential of humans than taking humans out of the productivity loop. What I mean by that is, this is not a technology to reduce cost. This is a technology to improve productivity. It is very clear that the divide between the more productive and the less productive will shrink. All the things I spoke about, kind of evolved from the thesis and the research we have put on board. We also believe it's an equalizer. We believe it is going to, reduce the entry barrier of jobs. It's going to bring a new cognitive diversity in workplaces.
It's a fascinating conversation. I could go on all day with you on that. Just to hear it. I mean, you guys have the front row seat to this transformation going on at Cognizant.
Science is all about understanding the world, and we only understood a small portion of it. And this is going to help us accelerate the process. So I'm excited about things which are not yet happening with AI, but they're definitely at that inflection point.